Hello, sales fellows. Fastest way to learn sales, videocast number 4. Welcome to the show, guys and girls, and let's begin. As usual, I'm going to go over a motivational quote with you first, followed by the main content of the show. And today's quote that I'm sharing with you is by someone, again, near and dear to our heart. We all know him as the best salesman teacher, as actually he was teaching sales as well, as he was a perfect salesman himself, corporate trainer, author of a number of books, including the bestseller How to Win Friends and Influence People, and his name, as you may have guessed by now, Dale Carnegie. And Dale once said, "All men have fears, but the brave put down their fears and move forward, sometime to death, but always to victory." Now that's a mouthful, so we're going to go back, rewind, and try to digest. All men have fears, but the brave put down their fears and go forward, sometimes to death, but always to victory. So, my sales fellows, today we're again in the process of building a healthy self-image, and we're going to discuss step number 3. Step number 3 is very simply reading biographies and autobiographies of legends such as Martin Luther King, such as Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln, and I have Henry Ford, Andrew Carnegie, Thomas Edison, all these people, right? You can even go into Steve Jobs. He was fired from his own company, such thing, right? And the reason we do read about these people and their biographies and autobiographies is simply because we face challenges on sales floors every day, right? On the sales floor, we are facing challenges every day, and we feel that this is the biggest challenge. Okay, customer deal didn't go through, he wasted half an hour of your time, and that's the end. And then your negative mindset starts to kick in, and the next customer walks in, or you go in front of the next customer, you're still thinking about that negative thing that happened to you. You haven't let that go, and you're moving along forward with that same negative mindset. Imagine, when you go into the next customer, or the next customer you face, either you go or they come to you, whichever way it is, you are thinking about the negativity, right? So you're never going to be positive in front of them. You're never going to see the positive. So I highly recommend you read autobiographies, at least 2 per year, if not more, or biographies or autobiographies of these legends, right? What they go through. The reason is that you will see that the sacrifices they gave, the struggles that they go through they went through, are far larger than we can ever imagine. So take example of Martin Luther King, shot dead, right? He was informed, I think night or 2 nights before, that they are going to kill him if he doesn't stop spreading his message. You know what? If he had the fear and he had stopped passing on his message and pursuing on his message, would we have Martin Luther King Day in United States of America that we celebrate today? Most likely not, right? So if he had stopped because of the fear, he would not be a legend. But he put his step forward. He progressed, and he continued in the direction that he wanted to go. Yeah, he met death, but he led to victory. He's a victorious, right? We talk about him today, even now. So that's where you're going to compare yourself. You'll be able to see your problems are smaller. I was also reading an autobiography of a Pakistani businessman. His name is Salim Ghori, and he runs the number 1 IT company in Pakistan. Okay, so he talks about this in his book as well, that when he was in his early 30s and mid 30s, in early 30s there was an incident that happened, that he was at a job and he was just let go. Then he started his business, and then his partners took over and cheated him from that small business. But 15 years later, he owns the biggest number 1 IT firm in Pakistan, and making Pakistan a recognizable brand in IT industry. Had those things not happened, he says himself, if those 2 things did not happen, I would still be looking into those small businesses, mom and pop stores and stuff like that. I would never become someone what I have become today, where I invest in 70 different businesses, and I run the number 1 IT company in Pakistan. So those things at that time felt very bad, very negative, and I was like, why is it happening to me? But now that I look back on them, I understand why they happen, because I was meant to go into some other direction. So sometimes those little challenges, some little things can come, and if it is not challenging you, is it even growing you, right? Think about this. A tree that stops growing, what is happening to the tree? The tree is dying, by the way. So if you are not growing, and you're not growing, by the way. Okay, so learn from these champions, these leaders, and Mahatma Gandhi, Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Thomas Edison, Steve Jobs. There's Jeff Bezos, there's Bill Gates. There's so much out there you can learn and read about that will boost your confidence every day. When you compare yourself, man, that is not a problem, I can solve this. And that's the mindset we need to be. So a difficult customer, it's okay, I'm moving forward, right? That's the fear. I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to move forward. Anyhow, my sales fellows, I hope you understood the point today is to learn from these leaders and compare ourselves and the problems that we face in our days and say, you know what, this is easy, I can do it. See you on the next one.